Okay, I'm going to try doing this holding the camera here. Hopefully I'm not too shaky. So in a balancing equation, I'm going to look first of all for anything that has an odd number of atoms in it. So that's even, even. The C's are odd. There's only one of them, and there's only one O, so that's odd as well. So the first thing that I'll do, first thing I'll try is putting a 2 in front of each of those, because if there's an even number over here, it doesn't matter what I multiply this by, this will always be even. So if the one on the other side is odd, then I have to make that even, so I'll double it, and then I'll just have one of each of these to start. Now let's total everything up. On this side I have C's here. There's 2 of them, times 1 is 2. On the other side I have 1 C times 2 is 2. So I have the same number of C's on both sides. There's 6 H's over here, times 1 is 6. And then 2 times 2 is 4. So I only have 4 H's over here, but I have 6 over here. So that doesn't line up. And then I have 2 times 1 O's, which is 2. And then I have 2 times 2, which is 4, plus an additional 1 times 2, which gives me 6. So I have 6 O's in total on the right hand side and only 2 on the left. So that doesn't line up either. So I'll save this one to the end, because the only thing that I change by modifying this number is the number of O's. If I change this, I'm going to be changing the O's and the C's. So this is probably going to be the last number that I change, because I can change the number of O's without changing anything else. So I'll wait until the end for that one. So let's start with the C's and H's. There's 2 here and there's 2 here. So the C's are good. The H's are not. There's 6 over here and then 4 over here. So if I need to make those the same, I'm going to need the least common multiple between 4 and 6, which would be 12. So I'll need 12 H's in total. So to change this to 12 H's, I'll need to change this to a 6. Now I have 12 H's on the right, and in order to change this to 12, I'm going to need to change this to 2. So now there are 12 H's on the left and right. But in doing so, I've changed the number of O's as well on the right, and I've changed the number of C's as well on the left. I'm leaving the O's till the end because of this. So let's go back to the C's. There are 4 C's now on the left, and there are 2 C's on the right. So I'm going to need to double the number of C's on the right. So I'll double this number. It becomes a 4. Now let me check that again. I have 4 C's and 12 H's on the left, and I have 4 C's and 12 H's on the right. So now the only thing left is the O's. I know the C's and H's line up, but I can change the number of O's just by changing this. So hopefully I can do this in one step now. Just count the number of O's on the right. I have 8 in here, and I have 6 in here, so 14 in total. And I need 14 on the left. So that means I'm going to need to change this to a 7, because 7 times 2 is 14, and now the whole thing is balanced. So I have my answer. So finally my answer is 2, and then 7, and then 4, and then 6. And now the whole thing is balanced. I'm just going to double check one more time. 4 C's, 4 C's, 12 H's, 12 H's, and then 14 O's, and I have 8 and 6, which is 14. So I'm done. And that's how I would balance an equation.